my name is Mary, and I will be discussing learning centers for the book The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. Today's center is designed for mid-level readers, and it is centered around the standard LAFS 1 RL12, which states that students need to retell stories, including key details, and demonstrate understanding of their central message or lesson. So my students, when they come to the center, they will first take out the directions, and you can see they very clearly go with the kissing hand, as they have Chester Raccoon at the top. The first direction tells them to watch the kissing hand read aloud on the computer with their group. So at each group there will be a computer or a tablet that will have the read aloud already keyed up, and all they need to do is turn it on to begin watching. Once they're finished with the read aloud, they are asked to write their name on the flow chart. And I've chosen a flow chart because, according to Thinking Maps Strategy-Based Learning for English language learners, flow maps are identified as a tool for students to create a visual pattern for sequencing. The students will be given this flow map, and it will have the three main events of the story: Chester's sadness, the kissing hand, and he goes to school. They will be asked to identify two details from the story for each event, and then to write the lesson. Of course, learning centers are designed to be supplements or additions to lessons already happening in class. So the students will already have experience with flow maps that we have worked on together as a class. We will already have discussed the lessons and the details of the story The Kissing Hand, and they will be taking this information and they will be organizing their own thoughts on it in the map. Once students have finished that, they will be asked to use the tablet to video themselves and a partner while they act out the story, and they will be directed to include the main ideas and details from the flow map. So my students will have taken their thinking, organized it on the flow map, then used it to produce something, because we can organize our thinking, and that's wonderful and it's necessary, but we need to be able to take that organization and produce something, and that's what my goal is with my students. When they're finished with their flow map and their theater, they will then put everything in the center. It will be collected, and I will look it over and use my rubric in order to assess them. My rubric will assess their flow chart, their theater, and their spelling. They will have the excellent, satisfactory, or keep trying. Excellent is 5 points, satisfactory is 3 points, and keep trying is 1 point. I will be looking for the flow chart in order to get an excellent, that they will have each main event will have two details that are clear and relevant to the main event, and that the story's lesson is written and makes sense. For the theater, I'm looking that they have included the main events and key details in their theater, and that both students participated. And for spelling excellence, I will be looking that all sight words are spelled correctly, and that words that are not sight words, that they've spelled them phonetically and have included at least one vowel in each word, because as students will know in first grade, every word must have a vowel. So I'm just looking to make sure that they are incorporating and using all of the rules that they've learned about spelling. My rationale behind my center is that sequencing is an important skill that students will use across curriculums. They'll use it in math, they'll use it in history, they'll use it in science, they'll use it in every subject that they take. And to be able to have a visual pattern to organize their thinking every time they encounter a need to sequence will allow them to not have to worry so much about memorization and memorizing everything, because they'll have now a pattern, a way of putting this information into little boxes in their head. They'll have the little pictures in their head, and they'll be able to then internalize this information, process it, in an easier way, and then go deeper with it. Because when they learn to organize their thinking, they can move beyond memorizing and start internalizing. I also love David Hirel's from Pat Wolf's video, when he says that thinking maps give students a visual language, and that they could that they can internalize in order to work at the levels they want to work. In other words, students are not dependent completely on their teachers to bring them to the next level once they've been able to learn the language of thinking maps. Now that they can organize and rationalize their own thinking, they are able to work at their own level. They're able to increase the level that they're working at if they so choose. Thank you very much.